Welcome to the Explainer. All right, today we're on a mission. We're going to take a bot from your local computer and give it a permanent home on the internet. We'll deploy it to its very own server so it can run 24/7, totally on its own. Let's get right into it.
So you've probably run into this, right? You build an awesome bot on your computer, it's running great, and then you shut your laptop for the night and poof, the bot's gone. The solution is to give it a real home on the internet, a place where it can run all the time, completely independent of your machine.
And that's where something called a virtual private server, or a VPS, comes in. The easiest way to think about it is like renting your own private little computer in a giant powerful data center somewhere. It's always on, it's always connected to the internet, and you have total control. This is going to be our bot's new home.
Okay, let's kick this off. Section 1. Your first server mission. The main objective is pretty simple. Get Clawdbot installed and configured so it can run around the clock, no babysitting required.
Next up, Section 2. Establish secure access. Before we can do anything, we need to open up a secure line of communication to our new server. This is how we'll give it commands.
We do this using a command called SSH, which stands for Secure Shell. Seriously, just think of it as a secret encrypted tunnel that goes directly from your computer to the server. You'll just pop this command into your terminal, but of course you'll swap out your server IP with your server's actual IP address.
Now, when you first connect, you're logged in as the root user, and root is basically the landlord of the server. They have the master key, they can go into any room, they can do anything, and while that's powerful, it's also kind of risky for day-to-day stuff. So best practice is to create a tenant, a dedicated user with a specific job. That's what we're going to do for our bot. So setting up this new user is just 3 quick steps. First, add user Claude. Well, that creates our tenant. Easy enough. Next, usermod gives that user pseudo privileges. That's kind of like giving them a key to the building's maintenance closet for when they need to do important tasks. And finally, su-claude lets us switch hats and start acting as this new, safer user.
All right, Section 3, deploy the bot. We've got our secure user ready to go, so now it's time for the fun part, actually getting the bot software onto the server.
Now, this command might look a little intimidating, but trust me, it's incredibly powerful. Think of it like calling in a supply drop. The first part, curl, reaches out to the internet and downloads the installation script. Then that little vertical bar, that's called a pipe, it takes that script and pipes it directly into bash, which runs it immediately. It's one single, clean action to get everything we need.
Okay, moving on to Section 4, activate the gateway. The bot is installed, but right now it's just sitting there quietly. It's not listening. We need to open up its communications channels so we can talk to it.
So, back on our server's command line, we run this command right here. This tells Clawdbot to start its gateway, which basically means it starts listening for connections on a specific channel, or port, in this case port 18789. The bot is now officially active and waiting for instructions.
Okay, listen up, because this part is absolutely critical. You need to open a brand new terminal window on your local computer, not the server, and run this command. This is what creates that secure SSH tunnel we talked about. It connects port 18789 on your machine directly and securely to port 18789 on the server. Our communication line is now officially open for business.
We're getting to the best part. Section 5, engage autopilot. The bot is running, which is awesome, but now we're going to perform the magic trick that makes sure it runs 24/7, even when we're not around.
So let me ask you, what happens when you close that terminal and log off? Yep, the bot dies. The second that connection is broken, the process stops. To fix this, we need to hand over control to the server's own internal management system. See, for the server to manage the bot on its own, it needs to know its exact full address on the hard drive. It can't just use the shortcut, Clawdbot. Running the command which Clawdbot is like asking, hey, where's this thing really located? And it gives us back this full path. That's the address the autopilot needs.
So now we create what's basically an instruction manual for the server's autopilot system. In this file, there are really just 2 lines you have to get right. The exec start line points to that full path we just found. It tells the system exactly what command to run. And then restart equals always. This is the magic. It's a simple instruction. If this bot ever stops for any reason, I don't care why, just start it right back up again.
With our instruction manual written, we just need to issue 3 final commands. First, daemon-reload tells the system, hey, I just gave you a new manual, please read it. Second, enable makes sure the bot will start automatically every single time the server reboots. And finally, start kicks the whole thing off right now. And just like that, the autopilot is fully engaged.
And that brings us to our final section, the mission debrief and diagnostics. Your bot is live and running all on its own, so let's quickly cover the essential commands you'll need to check on its health and keep it running smoothly.
Think of this as your diagnostic toolkit. Clawdbot Doctor.Repair is your go-to first step for any problem. It runs a full health check and tries to fix common issues automatically. If you want to see exactly what your bot is doing in real time, which is a lifesaver for troubleshooting, journalctl is your best friend. And of course, if you ever just need to give it a good old-fashioned reboot, systemctl restart will do the trick.
And you know what? To wrap it all up, here's a quick reference cheat sheet. It's got all the key commands we use today, all in one place. This covers everything from connecting and installing to checking the bot's status. It's a super handy thing to bookmark for the future. And with that, you've done it. The server is configured, the bot is deployed, and the autopilot is humming along. Mission well and truly accomplished.
So you now have a bot that's live on the internet, ready and waiting to do your bidding 24/7. The only real question left to ask is, what are you going to build next?